Yo, what's up guys, you're back with TechNick, and today I have a camera comparison between the Xiaomi Mi CC9 Pro Premium Edition, Realme X2 Pro, and OnePlus 7T. The Xiaomi comes paired with a 108 megapixel main sensor, 2x optical telephoto sensor, 5x optical telephoto sensor, ultra wide cam, macro sensor, and selfie cam. We also have a main sensor of 64 megapixels on the X2 Pro with a 2x telephoto sensor, ultra wide sensor, depth sensor, and a selfie cam as well, of course. And on the OnePlus 7T, we have a main sensor of 48 megapixels, a telephoto sensor with 2x optical zoom, an ultra wide sensor, and a selfie cam. This is indeed the 8P lens version of the Pro Premium, the CC9 Pro Premium that is. So we do have that 8P lens, which gives us a wider aperture. We're going to be testing these phones out on all capabilities, including stable steady. Guys, this is TechNick, and without further ado, let's go. So guys, we're going to start up here with ultra wide, and then we're going to go into the main camera sensor that is not binned. So 48, 64, and 108 megapixel respectively. Then we're going to go into the bin shot of each individual phone. We have the OnePlus 7T on the left, X2 Pro in the middle, and the CC9 Pro Premium Edition on the right hand side. We're going to be doing that for a little while, and then we're going to be jumping into the telephoto lens as well. Later on, we'll test out the macro capabilities as well as the portrait shots too. As of right now, I think that the bin shots on all three devices do look better than the main actual lenses that we do have. We're using the same lenses, but the bin shots do look the best. And to be dead honest, I think the X2 Pro is actually striking out quite a little bit ahead of the other two. It is a little bit more clear in certain situations, but in other situations, the OnePlus 7T does a fabulous job because of that optical image stabilization that we have. We also have autofocus on ultra wide. There's no autofocus on the X2 Pro, and there's no optical image stabilization on the X2 Pro either. We do have a lot of optical image stabilization and autofocus on the Xiaomi as well as the OnePlus 7T, but that is what is lacking in the Realme X2 Pro. So moving on to 5x digital zoom over here on the 7T, 5x hybrid on the X2 Pro, and we have 5x optical zoom on the Xiaomi. We'll get to more zoomed shots in a minute over here and go all the way up to their max zooming capabilities as well. But as of right now, you guys will see we're going to jump into that 2x optical on all three phones over here. Then it's going to be 5x digital on the OnePlus, hybrid on the X2 Pro, and optical on the Xiaomi. Then we have 10x hybrid on the Xiaomi, but only 10x digital on the 7T and the X2 Pro. Now this is from outside my building over here. I'm sure that if you guys aren't new to my channel, you've seen this kind of photo plenty of times. It is a really good, it gives you a good perspective of the cameras because we can zoom all the way into this little arched architectural building at the bottom over here with that 5x zoom over here, jumping into 10x now digital on all of them except for hybrid on the Pro Premium Edition, and now 20x digital on all of them, but we're capped at 10x on the 7T and we're capped at 20x on the X2 Pro. So we actually get the CC9 Pro Premium hitting a max zoom point of 50x, guys. That is really incredible. Other phones will soon be coming out with 60x zoom, such as the Honor View 30 Pro, so keep that in mind when you are looking at maximum zoom. But things do get quite a bit distorted when you get to that max zoom, as you guys will see over here with these Chinese characters. We have 10x max on the OnePlus, then we're going to go into 20x on the X2 Pro, which is the max over there, and then 50x on the CC9 Pro Premium Edition. You can see it's quite a bit distorted. We also lose quite a bit of color, but the option is there if you guys do like it. Now we have ultra wide as a person over here taking a picture of me. My wife took this pic, and using the optical image stabilization on the 7T and the Pro Premium does a superb job. But I must say, not having optical image stabilization on the X2 Pro is not a deal breaker for me. It actually stabilizes things quite well. And taking a look at bokeh over here now, so we're going to move into portrait shots. Things look really good. I think there's pretty much no edge detection on the Xiaomi over there. This is now a regular photo, but because the subject is at hand over there, now we're moving to portrait over here. And I think that the X2 Pro actually looks the best if you ask me. Taking some pictures indoors over here, guys, we're going to shift over to portrait, and we're using the telephoto lens, especially on the Xiaomi, with the 2x zoom over there, and then bouncing into macro mode over here. This is no macro and this is macro, and even though there is no dedicated macro lens on the 7T and X2 Pro, I actually think the 7T does a better job than the Xiaomi, and that has a dedicated macro sensor, as you guys can see taking a picture of my Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 over here. Now indoor scenarios can also be a bit dim, so we're going to shoot on night mode over here, and I think that the one that does the best is the OnePlus 7T if you ask me. It really boosts all the colors and it brightens things up quite a lot as well. The CC9 Pro Premium honestly does an absolutely terrible job at night photography, even indoors when there is a lot of light. Look at the OnePlus 7T, how it picks up all the details in the shadow. It does an absolute superb job. It also captures all the color and detail, where the other two do lack that quite a bit a lot of the time, as you guys will see when we jump into evening shots over here. So we have ultra wide evening shots on all of them, but night mode is not available for ultra wide on the Xiaomi, only on the 7T and the X2 Pro. Then this is a regular shot, no night mode. This is a regular binge shot with night mode on all three, and I think that the OnePlus picks up the best amount of detail. We also have 2x optical zoom on all of them, but there is no 2x option for night mode on the OnePlus, where the X2 Pro and the Xiaomi do have it. Now here's another ultra wide pic, so bear that in mind what I said earlier. Keep your eyes on the bottom over there for what does not have night mode turned on and which actually do have it turned on. And I think that night mode on the OnePlus looks absolutely superb. On the Xiaomi, does try brighten things up, but it actually puts a lot of grains on the screen and it makes it look really grainy. It actually does a really terrible job, but sometimes the no autofocus on the OnePlus 7T does an absolutely terrible job when zooming in by 2x, even without the night mode option available there. But once again, the 7T picking up all the detail with a regular shot, and night mode on looks absolutely superb, guys. For night photography, the OnePlus 7T is the one to go for. If you want 2x night mode optical zoom, you cannot get it on the 7T, only on the Xiaomi and the X2 Pro, but honestly they don't do that much of a great deal when it comes to that. I'd rather have ultra wide night mode, but it is a bit fuzzy and it is a bit blurry. You can't really capture it the best, so using the main bin shots on all cameras I think is the best way to see night mode properly. Once again, the OnePlus taking the lead over there, but we get more blur with the telephoto not having autofocus as opposed to the other two. The Xiaomi did a better job in this situation, but sometimes the camera on the X2 Pro without night mode sometimes look the best of all. But seriously, the OnePlus 7T definitely takes the lead when it comes to taking pictures at night. I don't know what's going to happen with video, we'll get to that in a couple of minutes, guys, but as of right now the light seems to be hitting the X2 Pro's camera the most. The light bleed is pretty bad, especially on the Xiaomi over there. It doesn't look too good, but the X2 Pro doesn't really know what to do when night mode is on. Now taking a picture of me at night, guys, it is pitch black here, by the way. You'll see when we jump into portrait. Night mode doesn't do much justice, but the OnePlus 7T definitely looks the best. With portrait mode, the X2 Pro didn't even work with portrait mode. The other two did, but it was really dark. Shooting over to video here, guys, we have 1080p at 60 frames per second on all phones, but the Xiaomi lacks EIS, electronic image stabilization. This is 1080p and it is upscaled to 4K. They all look pretty smooth, but I must say that the X2 Pro in the middle definitely looks smoother than the two on either side of it. Now this is 4K at 60 frames per second on all phones except for the Xiaomi. It is actually capped at 30 frames per second because of its processing chip being a Snapdragon 730G, and because it doesn't have the performance that the other two do have, it cannot handle 4K at 60 FPS. Now this is ultra wide 30 FPS on all of them, but strangely enough the Xiaomi actually sports 4K at ultra wide, as you can see here. The OnePlus 7T does as well, but if you rewind a bit, the Xiaomi also sports 1080p 60 frames per second at ultra wide, where the other two don't. So that's another point to the Xiaomi over there, if you ask me, guys. Now this is super stable on. If you guys saw the intro of this video, I was actually running, and even though we don't have much stabilization on the Xiaomi, the OnePlus looked the worst, and I must say the X2 Pro looked the best. Here's a little bit of time-lapse for you guys, and the only one that can run time-lapse at 4K is the Xiaomi CC9 Pro Premium Edition. So another plus over there, guys. Moving on to slow-mo, all phones can do 240 FPS, so the Xiaomi is limited to 720p at that, and the other two are 1080p. All of them do 720p at 480 FPS, but when we move on to 960 FPS, only the Realme and the Xiaomi can do 960, where the OnePlus is limited to 480, but honestly, it's really hard to shoot, and the OnePlus looks streaks better, if you ask me. Now, guys, I'm not trying to be biased towards OnePlus over here, but they are doing a better job. I think it's because they have been in the race and they do know what they're doing when it comes to video quality. When we shoot some film at night though, I don't think that the OnePlus handles it the best. It does handle the light the best, but picking up the colors, I actually think that the Xiaomi does the best job at picking up colors. The Realme actually picks up a bit of noise grain over there, if you ask me. And once again, you can see the Xiaomi picking up better colors when looking into the bright lit up store over there, but you can see all that light noise hitting the X2 Pro and the CC9 Pro Premium Edition, where the 7T really knows how to handle its light quite well, but sometimes it does blur things up a little bit. Now this is ultra wide at 1080p on all of them, at 60 FPS on the Xiaomi CC9 Pro Premium Edition, and 30 on the two on the left over here. And I must say things look pretty good but pretty dim on the Xiaomi if you ask me. Once again, on the Xiaomi and the 7C we have 4K 30 FPS on ultra wide, where the Realme cannot shoot ultra wide at 4K at all, though it doesn't look too different from the other two if you ask me. Once again, not a huge deal breaker over here. We're going to move on to the selfie cam. The 7C and the X2 Pro both have 16 megapixel cams, and the Xiaomi has a 32 megapixel cam. Let me know if you guys can actually see that 30 megapixel cam shooting through, but in my opinion, the X2 Pro really takes the cake over here when it comes to taking selfie cam pictures, whether it's regular photos such as this, or moving on to portrait pictures, which is the next one, which is this. I think the edge detection is definitely one of the best on the Realme, so I think that if you ask me, the best snaps for selfie photographers or vloggers out there comes to be the X2 Pro, if you have to ask my personal opinion. Guys, we're going to shoot over to video after these night pics, so enjoy. Yo, what's up guys, this is TechNick coming to you from the OnePlus 7T. This is selfie video cam footage shot at 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is the max that you can get in the frames department as well as the quality department. Let me know what you guys think of the video quality as well as the mic test. Yo, what's up guys, this is TechNick coming to you from the Realme X2 Pro. This is a 1080p selfie cam footage capped at 30 frames per second. That is the max that you can get on the X2 Pro. Let me know what you guys think of the video quality on this phone as well as the mic quality too. The Realme X2 Pro also has a bokeh mode on it too for selfie video recording. So let me know what you guys think of that. I think it is really epic and something that other phones should really start to implement. Yo, what's up guys, this is TechNick and this is a 1080p 30 frames per second selfie video cam test on the Xiaomi Mi CC9 Pro Premium Edition. What a mouthful to say, but having said that, let me know what you guys think of the image quality as well as the mic quality of this phone. Let me know what you guys thought of the mic quality of all of the phones over here. I do think the 7C has the best mic quality, even though the Xiaomi comes paired with a 108 megapixel Penta 8P lens. Honestly guys, the 48 megapixel lens on the OnePlus 7C does a better job with photo quality as well as video quality. Until next time guys, this is TechNick.